Good morning, students. This is teacher Jacob. This video number 2 is for 7th grade. So I hope so you understand and you complete what we studied last class. And now we are going to do a little review about some conversation that I think is necessary you have or you know or you understand what we're gonna do. Okay, so I want as you listen to me and you must understand and answer, but I want is like making a conversation for yourself. For example, I'm gonna say, what's your name? And then you say, my name is. So question and answer at the same time. Okay, you got it this? Let me see. One example. Hello, and then you say, hello, what's your name? My name is, for example, what's your name? My name is Jacobo. Okay, and where are you from? So where are you from? For example, let me see the marker. So where are you from? I am from Bogota, Colombia. Okay, like two questions and answers. That's the example. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Hello. Good morning. How are you today? Good morning. I'm fine. What about you? I'm fine. And tell me, what time is it? Hello. Let me see. The time is 9 a.m. 9 o'clock. Excuse me. Where are you from? I'm sorry? Yes, excuse me. Where are you from? Where are you from? I'm from Bogota. So now it's time to practice. So remember, conversation, questions and answers. So let's go the last. What's your nationality? Well, I'm from Colombia. I'm Colombian. All right, and excuse me, what's your nationality? Well, I'm from Brazil. I am Brazilian. So now you got 4 questions and then you have to answer 4 questions. One is, what's your name? And where are you from? And what's your nationality? And how are you? So questions and answers. So the last question is, what time is it? What time is it? 5 questions. Okay. What time is it? What time is it? So you have, what's your name? Where are you from? What's your nationality? What time is it? And how are you? How are you? Okay. So questions and answers. Okay. Now, yesterday we studied about pages of 42 and 43. So today we're going to study the same page 43. So go to page 43 and we're gonna do the exercise 1 vocabulary. Okay, because remember, yesterday you complete in your house this. So yesterday, for example, you said underline the words the pronouns refers to. So yesterday we said he. So he represents in line 42. It was about Montag, the person. Okay. Now this you answer according to the reading. Today we're going to study the vocabulary. So sequences word. So what I want is you understand that vocabulary is very important. It's, in my opinion, is like the principle, the main topic for understanding a new language. For example, if you learn new vocabulary, if you study vocabulary, you can read, you can speak, you can write. There are 3 skills that you can learn if you have vocabulary. So if you want to continue learning, it's mandatory, it's an obligation to memorize new words, new vocabulary for you, because it's the only option how you can understand, I insist, reading and writing and even talking. I can talk because I have vocabulary. So if you want to know that, so you need more vocabulary. So let's go to vocabulary. We're gonna do activity 1 and 2, and that's all. Because writing, let me see it this. Okay, so let's go. So number 1, I want us you listen and try to talk, try to speak. So at first, then, next, after that, in the end. In the end. These are the words, the new words that you need to understand. At first, then, next, after that, in the end. Let me explain to you better. Estas palabras son como conectores, ¿no? Entonces, at first, es como en español decir, y primero, o al principio, at first, then, luego, next, luego, then, entonces o luego, next, próximo, after that, después de eso, y in the end, al final, in the end. According to these words, de acuerdo a estas palabras, according to these words, we need to write. So, for example, number the events in a logical order. For example, first guy returns to the city with some new friends. So we can say next, or after that, in the end, at first. So we need to write one of them in these parts. For example, at first, the guy returns to the city with some new friends. So, number 1, you write here 1. Number 2, then he meets Charis. She tells him about books. Okay? So, this, then, you can write here. After that, it's possible. So, it's more or less the same order. Está como en orden, entonces podemos colocar estas palabras aquí en cada linecita, ¿ok? O si tú quieres, puedes colocarle números 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And say you say 1, this is 1, and then you write 1. If you want to, don't worry. So, this is what I want you to know. They say exercise 3, it's work in pairs and retell the story using sequences, words to organize your ideas. So, for example, if you have read a book about Colombia, or your favorite books, or the book that you are reading with Mr. Alvaro, so you can tell in English a little bit, just 5 phrases, and use at first, then, next, after that, in the end. Alright, so 5 sequences that you can write. For example, I'm reading a book, and the book it is The Kingdom of Landover. The Kingdom of Landover. So, for example, at first, the story starts with some lawyer who had died his wife. Then he took a decision. Next, he found out some information in the hospital. After that, he went to the hospital and he saw his wife very terrible. At the end, he was very sad. So making the sequence, okay? For example, here is the sequence. So you write and tell a story. Okay, that's more or less the story that you need to understand. We're not gonna do the writing exercise. Write the names of the people. We're not gonna do, but we're gonna do listening, talking about books. So you are going to listen, and then you are going to look. Number one, work in groups and find out what your classmates know about the books and the pictures. So you need to listen carefully, and then you need to find out their classmates. So student 1, Harry Potter, Hobbit, or Twilight, one of them. So you need to write that. So you need to listen carefully and then complete the exercise 1 and the exercise 2 and 3. Okay, and 4 not necessary, but just 1, 2, 3. So listen carefully. I'm going to repeat 2 times, and then you can understand and you can complete. Okay, so let's go listening this conversation, or this so this is a conversation between Stacy and Greg. Okay, this is a conversation. So Stacy, look, Greg, this is my favorite book. So she said, hey man, so look, this is my favorite book. This is my favorite book. Greg, what is it about? What is the book talks about? What is it? Stacy, it's about 2 teenagers who fall in love. Bella is a shy girl who moves to a new school, where she meets a boy, Edward. He's a vampire. Greg, a vampire? Vampire is a, vampiro, a vampire. Wow, Stacy, a special kind of vampire that only drinks animal blood. At first, Bella doesn't like Edward, but then he stops a car that almost hit her in the school parking lot, and she realizes there's something special about him. There is another vampire, James, that wants to hurt Bella. She goes to a hotel where she hides, but James finds her. He attacks Bella, but Edward arrives with his family, and in the end, they destroy James. You got this? It's a sequence. Greg, that sounds good. Can I borrow it? Can I borrow the book? Stacy say, sure. You don't read it late at night. The book, don't read it late because it's frightening, okay? So let me read one more time and perhaps you can understand pretty well, okay? Very slow and perhaps you can understand this. Let's do it. So this is a conversation between Stacy and Greg. Okay? So let me, if I represent, I don't have at the moment puppet, but imagine this is going to be Stacy and this is going to be Greg. Okay? Stacy and Greg. So Stacy, look, Greg, this is my favorite book. Greg, what is it about? What is the book talks about? What is it? What is it? Stacy, it's about two teens. Teens is like teenager. It's about two teams. Two teams. It's about two teams who fall in love. Fall in love. Bella is a shy girl who moves to a new school where she meets a boy, Edward. He is a vampire, Greg. A vampire, Stacy. A special kind of vampire that only drinks animal blood. At first, Bella doesn't like Edward, but then he stops a car that almost hits her in the school parking lot, and she realizes that there's something special about him. There is another vampire. There are two vampires, Edward and James, another vampire. There's another vampire, James, that wants to hurt Bella. She goes to a hotel where she hides, but James finds her. He attacks Bella, but Edward arrives with his family, and in the end they destroy James. Edward destroyed James. Greg, that sounds good. Can I borrow it? Can I borrow the book? Can I borrow the book? Stacy, can I borrow the book? Stacy? Stacy, sure. Don't read it late at night. Don't read it at night. It's like afraid. You know? That is the end. So now you listen and then you complete page 43, exercise 1, 2, 3, and 4. For example, number 1. The story or the conversation is about Harry Potter? It's about Hobbit? No. It's about Twilight. It's about this. So you tick. Okay? Tick. Now listen. The two teams discussing a book. Mark, tick, the one they talk about. So listen again. So they are talking about this book. They are talking about this book. Mr. Stacy and Greg, they are talking about this. A vampire. A vampire. Now, listen to discuss. Listen and mark. T, true or else. The book is about two teens who fall in love. 1, 2, 3. T or false? The answer is T. True. Okay? Good. Excellent. So see you next class. Bye-bye. Next class is gonna be page 44. Okay? So bye-bye. See you. Bye-bye. Nice talking to you. I hope so you have learned and you understand better English. Bye-bye. See you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.